You found our show, so come on in and take a seat. Warrior class, we got the keys. Dun, 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 dun. To get you where you need to be, just study our show, and you're gonna grow like crazy. Watching you will see. Dun, 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 dun. Warrior class, we got the keys, just watch our show, 'cause it's for you and your babies.
Welcome to Warrior Class,
where the teachers whip ass.
And you will too if you pass.
All right. This is the Are You a Bad episode, and we're going to get into it after the news. So, any news today?
Yes, the big news that's in alignment with the topic for the show is today is my birthday.
Yes. So it's Ominiki's birthday. So we her happy birthday.
Thank you.
Very happy birthday to her.
Well, so far.
Yes. So
Jamie said happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Jamie.
Yes, so I have just, of course, only health news that I've just been recently discovering different things. And so I'm always trying to bring it to you guys when science confirms what we already know. Is there a big echo in my voice, by the way?
Not big.
Yeah, it's not big, but it is an echo, but it's not big.
I'm gonna get some furniture, y'all, and that'll solve it right now. Just moving in. I don't have furniture. So anyway, just a few little things. So brain scans reveal that martial arts strengthens circuits in the brain for focus, timing, impulse control, and working memory. Complex movements that builds a better brain. So we've all known that all of us that are, partaking, especially African martial arts, we've seen that. So it just said that, and it was just basically saying that participating in activities like martial arts enhance cognitive functions and strengthen brain circuits through a combination of physical activities, cognitive challenges, and social interaction. Physical activity in general, yes, but martial arts in particular promotes neuroplasticity and brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself. So engaging in martial arts stimulates the release of neurotropic factors like BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotropic factor, which supports the growth and survival of neurons and strengthen. So we talked about this. We use these words a little bit. Synaptic connections, improving learning, memory, and other cognitive functions. So I could go on and go on and go on. How it helps your memory by memorizing sequence of movements. How that helps the brain region is crucial for memory formation. So it's just, and it really is a lot of information about that they have found in these new studies in science. So I suggest you guys look it up, look into it, and look into training because, hey, it's healthy for you. So that was one little bit. Another couple things. I thought it was really interesting, but real quick, while I'm on that, well, no, I'm gonna go to another one. So what I thought was interesting is, how we found out once, I don't know who has this information and how it's leaked. I remember when I learned the different color bread ties, what they meant. And I don't remember what it is now because I don't buy bread anymore. But I used to remember what that was. But it's the same way for bottle caps. So I thought that was really interesting. The fact that different bottle caps. So blue means it was bottled at the source. So when you see a blue cap like that, that means that it was bottled at a source spring, something like that. When you see the white caps, that means it's processed in some form or another. It's been processed. And I was, when I first got this information, I was like, wait a minute. No, because I drank Crystal Geyser. That's not processed water, but it is processed. Even though it's bottled at spring, it's ozonated, which is a process. So that's processed. When you see black, it's alkaline or highly alkaline. And when you see any color, that means color has been added, not color, excuse me, but flavor has been added to it. It's been enhanced in some form or way. I dare to say artificially. So that is your color code for water, and that can help you because a lot of times they don't really say what they truly are on when you're reading. And it'll say spring water, it'll say different things, but the cap has to tell the truth. So I thought that was really, really interesting. And another one that I have, just things I find out during the week that I just want to share with you guys because I just think it's awesome, interesting information. And that is a saltwater cleanse. So I've never heard of this particular type of saltwater flushing is what it's called. And this is a quick way to, if you can't do say a colonic or, you know what I'm saying, it was a colon cleanse. I don't know the different ones. So when enemas and colonics aren't an option for you, a saltwater flush, you can do that after traveling or eating a lot of junk food. And within 30 to 45 minutes, it flushes your system to give you a full body reset. And one flush, saltwater flush, can shift even your mood, clarity, and definitely digestion. I told you I had a client that has a lot of gut issues, so I've been kind of studying this and giving them this information when it worked that I share with you guys. So basically 10 to 14 ounces of purified water, 1 to 2 tablespoons of sea salt, and a tablespoon of lemon or apple cider vinegar. And so you alternate drinking this solution along with 8 to 20 ounces of clear water within 5 minutes. And I'm gonna tell you, once you consume all 32 ounces in about 30 minutes, your bowels will start talking to you. So do not eat for about 2 hours after that, but continue drinking water. And then you want to add like probiotics, like kombucha or something like that, fermented foods later if you can, and that rebuilds the gut flora, which helps your body digest food. That's and it's good for your stomach. So you want to do that, and it's basically a full flush. It's not a partial cleanse. It's that's a full flush. So after that flush, your system will be clear, and then you can add different things to your body, different supplements, and they'll be absorbed a lot easier, quicker, and more powerful. So say you do like a broccoli sprout extract or something like that for the detox and inflammation. You can do that. You can do maybe chlorophyll or something like that. Different things of that nature would be more potent and more effective. You know, even if it's like ginkgo or something like that, that's for brain function. It's magnified at that point. So just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, but keep in mind, you know, use high quality sea salt, not table salt or anything like that. And it's not for people with high blood pressure or Crohn's. That's so everybody can't do that, you know. And I'm saying that because I'm not giving you medical, advice. And what I've tried with different people that I've been working with and stuff. So it's not for everybody. Set aside 2 hours if you do it, because the bathroom is going to be working for you. Avoid doing this with guests or at social events, just in case you don't know that. And 2 or 3 times per month max. You shouldn't do it any longer than that. This is not a gentle cleanse. This is very intense. You know, but yeah, it's something to think about. Everybody, some people don't want to do enemas, but it'll definitely, it's good for brain fog, for lifting brain fog. It's good for energy levels, to increase mental clarity. And of course, the gut-brain connection is good for that reset. And you should definitely look into gut-brain connection, what that means, because we don't have enough time to go into all of that. But your gut is good, and your brain is definitely connected. And so you need that connection to be strong. And
that's 2 of the components of the 3 of the mind.
Thank you very much, Bob. We've talked about that before.
Right.
So exactly. So that it's about clarity, mental clarity. That's why it clears up the brain fog, because it's helping your mind. That's connected to your whole sanity, how you feel about life and everything. So a lot of people report having a euphoric feeling after this cleanse. And so that is connected to that. So it destroys parasites, bad bacteria colonies, yeast infection, mold, toxins, and it's very good for that. So it doesn't. It may cost you, a professional colonic might cost you $100 to $150, So, and a series of colonics is between $250 and $400 some dollars. So you can get the same effect for 1% of that cost. So it's just something that, because a lot of us, we all need to cleanse periodically, all of us. Nobody's above that. So I just thought it'd be very helpful for somebody. And so you guys just can take that little piece of info. And so the last thing too, I
want to say something about that one. Really. 2 things. I would avoid doing colonics altogether, just because you're introducing bacteria directly to your system through your, where they put it in. That water that they're shooting into you, I mean, it is going directly into your digestive tract, basically. I wouldn't do that. I mean, it just doesn't seem safe to me, especially as like a continuous practice. And another thing I was going to say is there's a really good detox tea out there. I know dandelion, thyme. There's some other herbs that are really good prebiotics that will help. They feed the probiotics. So if you did something like that saltwater cleanse that you're talking about, then building back up your gut flora would include also looking for prebiotics to help with the probiotics. So it's just, kind of rule of thumb, I guess.
Thank you very much, Nick. I appreciate that. And she's more versed in herbs and which herbs are the best for you and things like that, more so than I am. Even though I hate to admit, any lack of knowledge in any form, I will admit to that. Only because it's your birthday. Only because it's your birthday. Okay, so another one. This is just real quick, and then I got one last one about the mind. So I'm sure all of y'all, because we got a really smart group. I can't see the chat right now, but I know a lot of you've heard of that for a while now. It was the Asian doctor that first discovered speaking to your water, like compliments and saying good things to water, and he froze it, and you saw the designs, the beautiful designs, and the intelligence in the water and everything, and basically didn't discover, but prove how speaking positive words to water has a positive impact on that water, right?
Yeah, Bob.
So I'm giving the basics of that. It's a lot more complicated than that, and it gets a lot more intricate. But I say that because there's also been studied, and it makes perfect sense. Think about this. Your blood is what percentage of water? I'm not sure. I know it's like 85%, 75% waste in one part of your blood, but a large part of
your veins are like 80% waste, but your
right,
arteries are mainly water.
Exactly. So, and then we think about your arteries that get clogged up. People you don't hear a lot about veins getting clogged. You hear about arteries getting clogged up a lot. And so, if you think about the fact that you can basically program water with words. That's what the science is. That I can't think of the doctor's name, and it doesn't matter because he didn't do anything to verify again what our ancestors practiced for a long time. They just didn't They didn't say it does this, that, and that. They just, hey, do this. You did it. You felt better. You didn't really. They didn't. A lot of times they didn't give a lot of the intricacies of that, but you can also talk to your blood. So a lot of studies have been shown of dealing with people who actually say positive things to the blood in their body about circulating and healing and purifying. And you can look into that. It has been shown to have a lot of positive effects on people dealing with different blood illnesses. They don't really talk about that at all, of course, and especially in Western civilization. You're not going to hear about that type of thing. So it doesn't make money. So nobody's really talking about that. So with that being said, I wanted to add this because I'm always looking at these tests and lab reports, because especially the ones that coincide with things that you couldn't prove 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So one is that your brain the average brain can remember insults for 20 years, but forget most compliments within 30 days. So I'm saying this because we talked about this last week, and it's a kind of ongoing thing, how we talk to ourselves and how we talk to others. And that old saying, people forget what you say, but they don't forget how you make them feel. And this coincides with that. And you are the same way when you talk to yourself. It says, because your brain is wired for survival, not happiness, it remembers painful words longer than positive ones to protect you from future hurt. This is called negativity bias. Your mind gives more weight to negative experience than positive ones. So when someone insults you, your brain treats it like a threat and stores it deep to keep you safe. But if someone compliments you, the brain sees it as non-essential information. There's no danger, so it's less a priority. That's why you replay that one rude comment from 5 years ago, but forget the one kind one from last week. Right. I think women have a longer memory of the instance. I'm sorry, I should let me finish. Okay.
That's not an insult, is it?
You know what's funny? When I was reading this, I was thinking, I do this more than anybody I know. If somebody thinks something negative about you, you have to be there. Like, Billy, you seem like you something you losing weight. I will hold that. Like, you seem real skinny lately. I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to be thinking about, like, what can I do again? Do I really look? I'm going to be wanting to ask you, but I ain't going to ask somebody because I don't want them to say, yeah. I hold that to it. Here's how to rewire it. Write down compliments you get. This sounds kind of vain, but This is all to help us out. Sometimes you even need your ego to survive. So don't forget that. Don't always look at your ego as the enemy. So here's how we ride that. Write down compliments you get. Revisit them weekly. Speak kindly to yourself daily. Train your brain to remember light, not darkness. Because peace isn't in forgetting pain. It's in focusing on what heals you. Let me read that again. Peace isn't getting pain. It's focusing on what heals you. If you're not following excuse me, that's what I wrote about people not following. That's different. But anyway, so that's just something about the mind. I think it's important that we pay attention to ourselves, that we love ourselves, and reinforce that, because a lot of times we say we love ourselves, but our actions don't coincide with that. And the last little post I want to shed light on is something I saw that I thought was very important. I don't know if I saw this post a long time ago. I just posted it recently, and it's that we're afraid and we caution ourselves from cancer. Everybody's really afraid of getting cancer. We always speak on cancer, and I'm seeing people now. A friend of my mother's wife just passed from cancer, and I was saying, Mom, it seems like everybody's getting cancer that we know. And she was like, yeah, it really does. And the thing about it is, we're really afraid of cancer, but we're not afraid of the things that cause cancer.
It's a habit.
We embrace the things that cause cancer while we are totally afraid of cancer. And I just think we have to change that mindset and also be more aware of the things that cause cancer. I used to not think this when I was younger, but now I do. I used to be on the mindset, we don't know, we knew we do better. Well, on some topics that's true, but on a lot of things we know, we just don't do better. Maybe because we don't know enough about it, but I'm just I'm really concerned about the information we know and not putting it into use. So I just wanted to make that abundantly clear. And peace to the chat. I'm on now, so I see y'all.
One thing about especially like the products that so many of us find ourselves addicted to, basically, is that the advertising, which is something I talk about a lot, is not just advertising, but also trends with like television shows, movies. Whenever you try to talk to someone about what they're doing as far as their health goes, they always got a joke. They always got some kind of where that helps them to basically avoid what you're saying and continue to do whatever it is that they're doing. And that alone helps you cope with the thought that you should not keep smoking. That you can't eat this like this. You can't. If you, at this point, most people know what you should avoid and what you should stop doing, but they try to just keep it light when it comes to discussion, when it comes to those things. And how can you not be concerned about cancer? Like, you can't, once you see someone on their deathbed or very, very sick, there's not too many jokes you can make about that. So
it's not just eating or avoiding smoking. It's also avoiding anger.
Yeah, bro.
Avoiding worry. All of that leads to different diseases, including cancer too.
Very, 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 very true, Bo. Brittany didn't ask, she made a statement. So many things apparently cause cancer, though. So what I would say about that is that's kind of true, but this is the thing. Only a few things. Well, there are a few key things that make you susceptible to the many things, the little things that can cause cancer. So it's almost I was just talking about this, I think last week or the week before. Think of disease and illness as like a combination lock for some of them. So you may do one thing that can be cancer causing, but you need a combination sometime to open the lock to that disease, that disease. So we know like processed food is, and so you got processed food, and then you got sugar. You know, and so I'm using those two as an example. So those are two primes as far as cancer causes. So all you need besides that two, sometimes if you do those two enough by themselves is enough. But say you have an anger issue, you doing those, and you eat, you eat candy, you eat a lot of junk food, you eat fast foods. That's pretty much the combination you need. You know what I'm saying, to produce cancer in the physical. So I wouldn't worry about the small things.
Water.
Of course, right. But if you wearing all synthetic clothes, and that can help. That's one of the things that's not very big on the chart. But if you're doing that along with eating Popeyes every day, and you got to have a Twix before you go to bed, well, now we're wearing those fabrics that are synthetic all the time. That plays a big part. Instead of being some if you're alkaline,
you can't. I was just saying because you're not able to detox your skin properly because you're wearing plastic, basically.
Right. So that's how you kind of have to look at when they say all these things cause it. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the Dr. Sebi diet, if you're wearing plastic all day, you're probably not going to get cancer from that. But if you're in a polluted area, you stay in a real urban area, you get a lot of noise pollution, a lot of air pollution, along with having a junk food diet, and you wear nothing but spandex and you know what I'm saying, and polyester. Yeah, it's only a few major things that if you avoid those major things, the smaller things won't be as bad. You can drink out of a plastic water bottle if you're not doing 4 other things that's going to lead to, you see what I'm saying? So I would look at it like that. Of course, I'm not getting medical advice. Just saying.
I would also say you should really look at what you find to be valuable, because when you hear like that, all this stuff causes cancer, or so many things cause cancer, what are so many things to you? Like you said, you got to have the Twix before you go to bed. You got to have the Oreos. You got to have some Doritos. You got to have all these different things because that's what food is to you.
Right.
And no matter what someone might come and tell you, that's what food is to you. And since since everything causes cancer, which is these specific things that you feel like you have to have all the time, then yeah, if that's the only thing you're surrounding yourself with, yeah, everything causes cancer. But if you, if you are able to discipline yourself so that you're just having 1 or 2 things every once in a while, you will find that a lot of things that you eat aren't on the list of things that cause cancer if you are able to change what is valuable to you every day.
And that's the real right there. You can't have a vodka, you can't take 3 shots and roll a blunt and eat cereal and Twix every night and wake up to a Bojangles chicken sandwich. Like that combination after a week or so, you're gonna feel that. Now, if every once in a while, like, hey, you go on Thanksgiving, like, I'm gonna eat this right here, I'm gonna eat that. I usually don't have macaroni and cheese and pork chops or whatever, and I never want to encourage anybody to eat any pork products. But I'm just saying, if that's when you're doing it, because I'm being realistic, if you wait to Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm gonna have me a pork chop. I'm gonna eat me some chitlins on the holidays. I'm gonna do. Hey, it's disgusting, but look, it's better for you if you reserve it for special occasions versus every Sunday. After you come from church, you eating, you know what I'm saying? So
And a leftover chitlin sandwich on Monday for lunch.
there you go, Brittany. You eat, you have some clean air, some clean water, you get a lot of sunlight, and you just eat radioactive seafood, you know, every weekend. You'll be fine. That's a good combination. I'm not hating on it. She said, I feel y'all.
I also have a health related bit of news. I got into a conversation with this lawyer who was a sister while I was at work one day, actually a couple of days ago, and we were just talking about the state of things right now. You know, the different things that we see happening around us all the time now. And we were discussing exit strategies. She was telling me a little bit about, you know, what she is planning, or, you know, just what the kind of things that she has, different alternatives that she has.
Now, real quick, when
So
you say exit, real quick, when you say exit strategy, you mean exiting the building or her home or America? What we talking about?
different exit strategies. This one in particular is dealing with traveling to another country from here.
Okay.
And she was telling me how her family was started to get their what is it, the DNA test, the genealogy, which is not something that I've ever considered doing. But she was saying that now not every country in Africa is offering that citizenship. But if you can show them that you have some genealogy there, then that makes a much stronger case for you. Another thing that he mentioned is that there's a lot of places now, whereas there was more places that were open to extending citizenship to us, because more people are interested in it now. There is a little bit more stringent requirements, sometimes like income requirements. So if you have like a way that you're able to show that you make money, say working online or doing things digitally, where when you come into whatever country it is, you're not actually making the unemployment issue worse there, that also will strengthen, you know, your case for citizenship, or even for a visa. She also talked about we talked about different things, but just also making sure that you're constantly checking the political climate of places that you are thinking about going, because things are changing so quickly all the time now. So that's I think for me also a kind of a bit of health news. So, you know, it's just something that we can be thinking about.
Definitely. I want to share this quick experience that I had while I was traveling with y'all. I haven't told anybody about this yet. This kind of disgusting, but I want to tell, and it's embarrassing a little bit, but I'm gonna tell you quickly. So on the way, I just came from off of the road. I was driving 6.5 hours. It turned in about 8 because I had to keep stopping and resting and stretching and stuff. But this was like 5 in the morning. I'm like sleepy, half sleep. And so I went to this gas station to use the bathroom. So I'm in this bathroom, and when I get in there, the first thing I notice is there's no urinals. So I'm like, I hate these kind of bathrooms don't have any urinals. You know what I'm saying? You got to go into the stall. So I go into the stall, because the reason I don't like that, because sometimes people are really nasty and the stalls will be, you know, have stuff already in it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to deal with the smells and they don't flush. You know, men bathrooms are horrible. So anyway, I'm in this. So I go to this stall. As soon as I get in there, somebody goes to the stall beside me. But I don't see, because the door closed behind me, so I don't see who it is. But as soon as they go in the stall, they turn around and they sit straight on that stall. And I had just looked at the stall. The judge was when I wanted to go in, and that had a bunch of peel stuff around it, and everything in it. So I was like, oh, hey, that looked bad. So I went to the stall beside. This person immediately turned around and sat on the stall. And I was like, oh my God, they didn't wipe the seat. They didn't cover the seat. They didn't do nothing but put their ass on that. But what I noticed, what was crazy, is they only peed. and then they got back up. So I was like, wait a damn minute. Now this don't make no sense. Now I was like, I know some men may identify with that, but to sit down unnecessarily on a stall that look like that, like, why would you do that? Like, even if you prefer to sit down.
He probably was the one who left that stall like that.
He went back to his favorite stall. So what's crazy is now I'm thinking, I'm like, what type of, that's just, wow. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? So now I get some tissue because I never use the blower. If they don't have paper towels, then I just get tissue to wipe my hands. So I wash my hands, I get the tissue and I'm wiping it and I get ready to throw it in the trash. I pop the lid with my foot. It's one of those things you hit your foot and the lid pops. And I get ready to throw the tissue and I see tampons in the trash. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And then I started thinking about the person that sat down and peed. I was like, am I in the wrong bathroom? And yes, I was indeed in the wrong bathroom. Listen, two things out of that story. First of all, pay close attention, even when you're very sleepy, of the signs on the bathroom stall. Because I could have sworn it said, man, I could have sworn it was the men, but it was the woman's. And I just did not see the W-O. I just saw the men's. I was so sleepy. And I was so thankful that I didn't come out of that stall at the same time as that woman. And she was a white woman. I couldn't imagine how she would have felt. I couldn't imagine how she would have reacted. Would have been in all her rights to just go crazy, to scream, to want to swing on me. Everything, all stuff was justified about it came out of the stall the same time she came out of her stall. But also, the second message is, I don't know who you is, woman, but you nasty as hell to sit your naked ass on that nasty. If you didn't flush it first, you didn't do nothing. You just set your ass on that nasty stall. And I guess now they had pee on them because when some women was going there, they weren't going to sit their ass in the stall. So they probably missed it, it was pee around it. So that's why I'm thinking, it's a men's stall, it's pee on the toilet, you know what I'm saying? But now that I think about it, it's because some women ain't sitting their ass on that nasty stall. So it's some nasty women out there, one. And I'm not putting it to her color because I'm sure some black women probably sit there behind on that big nasty stall too. I hope it's not.
No.
I want a subject with black women. But I hope. But I just want to tell y'all, I made a mistake today that could have cost me my anything. I don't know. She could have stabbed me up or something. She seen me come out that stall like I'm supposed to, not like I'm scared. I come out like that. This is what are you doing here? I'm about to scream too. We got to both scream. I don't know, but pay close attention, y'all. Even when you're tired, I can't believe I did that in all my years. I've used a lot of public stalls. I've never done anything that crazy. So I just want to, and if you're watching, white woman, I apologize. I mean, well, not really because you didn't see me. I didn't see you, but I saw your slippers. And I'm sorry that I was in the stall with you at the same time.
Well, if you saw her slippers, then you should have known it was a woman, unless she didn't have her nails done or whatever.
No, she had socks on, slides. She had on slides.
Okay.
And there's a lot of small feet men out there, so I didn't pay no attention to how small the feet was. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't studying too hard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was crazy. Pay attention to what stalls y'all walk into, man. It can cause a lot of commotion. So I just want to throw that out there. I'm very embarrassed. And peace to Jadorian, Emmanuel Breeze. Yeah, that's real. I knew you thought that was gonna be funny. Eugene Mason said he's gonna come back later and watch the show. We appreciate you. Please hit the like. Brittany Devin. I hope you missed the whole thing that I was saying. I'm not gonna repeat it.
Whoa, that's what a shame.
So before
Do it.
Before you finish that story, I was going to speak about women's bathrooms be pretty grimy too.
I forgot to mention that part. That's what I was about to say. I would have, once I got out there and realized what it was, like, that was nasty. Excuse my lady. Like, yeah, women, y'all be nasty. Ooh, even the trash was nasty.
Now, when I was in high school, maybe that's different, but I had went over into the girls' bathroom because it was dudes in all the stalls. I had the shit. So I snuck into the women's bathroom and I shit it. But boy, you talking about it, ooh, man, it was smelly and it was terrible. So
it was a terrible experience, and I'm so glad all I had to do was pee because those stalls were nasty and full of disgusting things inside of them. So yeah. Manuel Briggs said, I worked during maintenance and one of my duties was cleaning the bathrooms. I never knew how disgusting women bathrooms could be. I was shocked.
Yeah.
So was I, Manuel Briggs. So was I. Oh, I just had to confess and get that off my chest, y'all. I can't hold that when I do stuff. I can't hold it. Right. My mama started telling her stuff she didn't want to hear.
Yeah. I agree with your mother 100%.
Oh, speaking of that, just real quick, and this be interesting to y'all too. So about telling my mama stuff she don't care to hear. So I was telling my mom, like, Mom, you might not know this, but I used to smoke weed and so from 16 to probably 20 minutes ago. And now from 15 to last year or the beginning of this year or whatever, off and on, I would quit for a couple months. Sometimes I quit for a year, but I always have been a smoker. And but I've been wanting to not smoke recently. And even as long as 5 years ago, I went to get divination. It's like, stop smoking altogether. So it's been something that's been in me for the past 5-6 years where I've been feeling myself getting away from wanting to be, a smoker. So I'm telling my mama this, and she like, because I don't know, I never smoked cigarettes in front of my mom or my dad. It's just, I guess I go from that generation that had the type of parents. You ain't smoke around, you ain't cuss around, you ain't drink around them, any of that. So anyway, Bob would know, and I'm a Nikki kind of thing knows too. I have these real vivid dreams, different type of dreams. Somewhere I feel like I'm in another dimension. It's not just a dream. Some I'm in the future, and then some are just dreams. It's just wacky dreams. So I had this dream the other night. My aunt had passed not too long ago, and Bob didn't know that. So it was the aunt I grew up with next door to me. So for 20 some years, this was my next door neighbor, really 30 before I was born. So it's my mother's sister. So they lived beside each other for 30 some years. And I used to go over there every day. So I had a dream that I was at my mama's house and a man came, a black dude came over there. There's no talking in this dream. He came over there and I knew I was supposed to follow him to go. He was going to show me something. So I followed him. He took me to this building. And when I went in there, he basically look at peeking here. I peeked into this room and it was my aunt. And she was in there with a bunch of babies, just all crowded around her. And it's like she was a teacher, but she wasn't talking. And they were babies, and she was tan. My aunt could pass for white. She actually used to do that with the Wilmington 10, go into white restaurants only and order food, and then all the black folks come in once the food is ordered, and they get kicked out of the rest of it. That was her job. So she had blue eyes too. Like she really looked like and blonde hair. Like her hair was basically blonde. So she was very tan. And I remember looking and I didn't interrupt her. She didn't see me, but I knew she was like in her, like you see somebody, they just in their thing. Like you could tell they doing the thing that they was here to do. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a piece on her face, even though these children it was all, you know, these babies like 2 years old. So they loud. It's a bunch of them, and she just at peace, just got this serene look on her face. And so I look in and I see that, and I don't interrupt, and it's like, okay, she good. I don't have to worry about her, and I go back home, and then I wake up. I tell my mama this, and my mom I was like, so mom, did she like children like that? Because I was a child, so I don't know if she liked children. You know what I'm saying? I know she liked me, but I never saw her around a bunch of children, even though she had several. She had 8 kids. So I'm like, or 9 maybe. So anyway, I can't even remember right now. So I asked my mama, did she like little kids, little children like that? She was like, she loved children, like between like the 2-year-olds, like that was her dream, because she didn't do that. She wasn't a teacher or anything. She didn't babysit, but she said, but she always wanted to do that. So that was the one thing. And she was like 1, 2-year-old, that was been her dream. And then I said, yeah, mom, she was tan, like real tan. She was like, the biggest 2 things she always used to talk about was babies and how she wished she could tan, because she's so light, she can't tan, she get red and get burned. She's like, but she always wanted to tan. And so I was like, so you mean to me, I didn't know either one of those things. I just happened to see her in this dream where she's in the environment that she always wanted to be in the physical state that she always wanted to be in. And I just thought that was amazing. So I just wanted to share that with you. I just thought that was amazing. So
That's beautiful.
I know, right? I told her she didn't want me. Certainly, my mom was like, "Don't tell your cousin." I guess because she's thinking he would just be sad just bringing up his mom because his mom just recently passed. But when I went over to his house, someone just told me to tell him, and I told him, and he thought that was like the most back then, because he was like, "Man, you know, dreams are sometimes dreams could be met." Blah 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 blah. It was just, so it ended up being a beautiful thing sharing that with him as well. So yeah,
it's gonna play with them.
I am too. All right, that's it for me, y'all. I appreciate Baba letting me run my mouth. Get enough each episode like this. You know I like to talk a lot, so I appreciate it.
I just want to bring up, speaking of B-List discussing stories, I've listened to the beginning of yesterday's last week's show, and I just wanted to reach out again to, I think, Clarence Williams. I don't know if he reached out, but please, Clarence Williams, inbox the African Martial Arts page or the Warrior Class page, I guess on Instagram.
Sure.
Because you got a t-shirt coming to you.
I don't appreciate you. I appreciate you, sir, but not really like that.
If anyone can help me out with that, I'm pretty sure it was Clarence Williams.
I like being the butt of the jokes. I can't. It doesn't bother me. I thought it was nasty that y'all really, felt that way about my surgery. I thought that was really nasty behavior, but I'm gonna let it go.
Wow. That's something, Baba.
No, I ain't got nothing except the show, but other than that.
No, I said, isn't that something we're discussing?
Oh, yeah.
I ain't got nothing but the show that we supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And again, you email me or send us a message if you want pictures of my surgery and want me to show you that before and after. I'll be glad to show it to you.
No.
I'm gonna text them to Amaniki so she
That's all right.
Good birthday present.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, I left a present too. My mom had a present that I left. She's gonna have to mail it for you. She wanted to give you something. So yeah, I actually left it by mistake. And she had yes. I got another one. She had 2 presents for me. So I bought one, but the other one she was putting in this. She had the cutest bag, and I was like, "Oh, she loves little cute bags too, Mom." So she had the cutest bag that she's ever seen, and she was like, I've been saving this bag. This is the cutest bag ever. I'm gonna give this bag to Amaniki." So I hate to tell you, so the bag and the present, I forgot. And so she said, "Well, I ain't mailing that bag because it's gonna cost too much money, but I'll mail." He said, "I'll mail the present, but the bag and the present together gonna cost too much." She's like, "That'd be too much money." I said, "Well, you know what, Mom? We'll save the bag because maybe we don't really celebrate Christmas, but maybe Mother's Day, something like that. Save the bag and I'll give it to it another time." So I just want to say to everybody, I apologize to Amaniki on behalf of the well, it used to be Jones. I don't know what to call our residents now, the family now. My mom done changed the name like so many times. So on behalf of my mother, I hope you didn't hear that. On behalf of my mother and our family, I apologize for leaving her present and the beautiful cute bag. But I do have her other present that she sent me to give you that you will appreciate. I think you'll really like it. So
and let me say, welcome to the club.
You forgot something for you too, Baba?
No. I was gonna say you welcome to the club.
I'm not in.
Yes, you are.
Baba. That's no.
I was messing with her, Baba. She ain't really 50 years old.
That would be like clowning.
Oh,
I am.
You're not 50 yet. Oh, okay.
I'm not. I am.
Oh.
Next year.
35.
Yeah, okay. We'll run with that one.
At least for one more year, get to run with it. All right.
I meant 32. All right.
So that means you're 7 years older than me. Okay, cool.
That's what's up.
All right. If you've always wondered what it takes to be a badass, because we can say it, we're past 8 minutes now.
Yes.
To be a badass has an outer toughness consisting of physical strength, a formidable presence, or both. An inner toughness, such as moral resilience and courage, or both.
And that's why radically different men and women, ranging from peace advocates to fierce warriors, can be considered badasses.
Famous badasses include Shaka Zulu, actually named Shaka Kazinga
Gakona.
Kasinza Gakona, who lived from 1787 to 24th of September 1828. The king of the Zulu kingdom from 1816 to 1828. King Shaka was one of the most influential monarchs in the world, ordering wide-reaching reforms that reorganized the military into a formidable force.
Thank you, Bob, for not giving me that, because usually you would set me up. I appreciate it.
Other badasses are American former boxer Mike Tyson,
Definitely.
Pakistani education activist Malala Yousafzai, and Congolese politician and first prime minister of the Republic of Congo, and one of my personal favorite badasses, Patrice Lumumba.
Yes.
For example, Lumumba showed great courage in his lifetime, playing a significant role in the transformation of the Congo from a colony of Belgium into an independent republic, while Tyson is physically strong and even scary, even today.
Hey, real quick, I just seen Tyson at a fan answer question thing, and this guy came up to the mic and he said, "Mike, man, I wanted to take a picture with you, man. It was over 10, 15 years ago. You was back home, and I want to take a picture. You want to take a picture with me? Well, what's why you want to take a picture with me, Mike?" Mike said, "Because I was home. I ain't feel like being fucked with." Then he's like, "Man, you couldn't take a picture?" Might say, you lucky I ain't beat your ass. Damn.
And he wasn't playing either. I'm sure.
That's a badass. That's a badass. All right. Radically different kinds of people, ranging from peaceful advocates to fierce warriors, can each be considered badasses. Many different people have been described as badasses, including King Shaka, Mike Tyson, Patrice Lumumba, Fidel Castro, and Malala Yousafzai, as well as U.S. Special Forces Group. Combined with the dictionary definitions of the term, we're led to believe a badass is someone bad, mean, or scary, but also good, impressive, or admirable. For example, Cambridge Dictionary defines a badass as a bad or slightly frightening person, but also as someone or something that you admire or find impressive. However, Special Forces fits the first part of that definition and not the second. While Malala Yousafzai, by contrast, does not fit the first part, but she does fit the second.
Sure. A badass has outer toughness, such as having a large stature and rugged appearance or physical strength. Or a badass has inner toughness, such as courage, resilience, or strength of character. Overall, a badass can have either these outer or inner traits, but the biggest badasses have and may have both. All may have both. Adjectives commonly described as badass include not afraid, tough, true, good, confident, brave, willing, independent, positive, and able. Badassness is a superficial sense. In a superficial sense, is realized by outer toughness, such as having a large stature and rugged appearance or physical strength. While badassness in the deeper sense is realized by inner toughness, such as courage, resilience, or strength of character. Other inner traits considered badass includes resisting social pressure, doing the right thing morally, or taking a difficult challenge.
People are not considered badass in a superficial sense.
No, people not considered badass.
People not considered badass in a superficial sense, meaning they look skinny or weak on the outside, can still embody the deeper essence of badassness by having the inner traits. Overall, a badass can have either these outer or inner traits, explaining how people as different as King Shaka and Patrice Lumumba can both be badasses. But the biggest badass of all may have both. Whereas a warrior like Shaka is a paradigm of outer toughness, Lumumba is a paradigm of the more abstract inner toughness.
Characteristics of badassness. A badass never backs down from a fight worth having. This means you have to become skilled at knowing when to fight and when to walk away. You have dozens of sneaky workarounds and so-called dirty fight tactics in your arsenal. And you also know when to walk away and fight a different battle in a different way or on a different day. A badass lives on the edge. You are completely, utterly willing to walk out to where no one else will go and peer over the edge. Like Malcolm X said, that he's just willing to do what other people would like to do, but they're not willing to do. You live where other people are barely willing to visit. You explore the edge. You hang out there. You are a trailblazer. You are willing to take risks that would make others cringe.
I feel like I inspired this whole. Never mind. A badass is absolutely authentic. A badass may have a flair for the dramatic, but they're by no means counterfeit. Sure, you'll tell a great story and you have incredible showmanship, but you keep it real. A badass is not a jerk. But then again, maybe it's not. No, you can.
Yeah. Disqualified.
I knew what you were thinking, Dominique. That's why I said that. Anyway, you can call something like it is without hesitation, but you will have self-control. You don't prey on the weak, and you stand up for others who can't stand up for themselves. You don't consistently brag about how badass you are either. Now it's starting to sound bad. We get back. Modesty is not a badass trait. No, I'm kidding. A badass acts despite fear. This is a heart of courage. Not that you don't have fear, but you act despite of it. I was just talking about that too. Badasses are accustomed to accepting uncertainty without letting it power and direct them. You initiate, you do, when others only watch.
A badass is a little bit mysterious. You don't say everything you know. You feel no obligation to justify your values or convictions to anyone. From the outside, it may look like you don't care, but the truth is that you don't care about things that don't matter. A badass doesn't tolerate bullshit. Bullshit qualifies as something that doesn't matter, which is why being a badass is so liberating. More people should try it. This is also why it's easy for you to ignore the haters. Haters try to get you to submit to the status quo, but you don't listen. You just do your thing and walk on. A badass has a tribe. You have mentors, Jegna, trainers, a people, an Elay, a posse. You may work synergistically within your tribe, but your sense of self does not depend on it. You watch each other's backs and acknowledge each other's accomplishments. When you need to call on someone, there are people who will unfailingly answer.
A badass accepts that blood happens. If you plan to live, you will get hurt. Black eyes, bloody noses, busted ribs, torn muscles, and even serious ass kickings do happen to badasses. But you know what it feels like to be punched in the face, and you don't let that stop you from doing what you're here to do. You know your body and your heart, and you trust them. You're ready for anything. A badass gets what they want. You aren't ashamed to go after the things you desire. You never manipulate others to get it. But you're not going to be stopped from reaching your goals. You accept your unique gifts, strengths, and weird malfunctions, flaws, and put them both to work for you. A badass moves with purpose. You walk like you know where you're headed, and you don't expect anyone to mess with you. You believe in who you are and where you're going. You do shit without looking. You're confident. Your movement reflects the fact that you aren't embarrassed or apologetic about what you're good at or what you know. And a badass is a natural leader. Your confidence creates trust in others. But the real reason you're so valuable as a leader is that you are intensely creative, disruptive, and challenging. This is what the world needs more of. You say yes, then you figure out how to deliver. You believe there's a solution for all of the most important problems. And that is what comprises badasses.
I gotta say, I have never felt more of a badass than getting rocked in the jaw. It's the rush.
Who rocked in the jaw? Who rocked in the jaw? Amosun?
Yeah, of course. And Akimbola. I think Akimbola was the first one.
Wow. But of course, he lifted his hands like this, like he didn't do nothing.
He was like, get it up. He didn't apologize. Not that I remember.
I know when Billy felt like he was bad because he took a picture when he got his nose swollen up by by King. He took a picture of it in Jive.
And you know what's so funny about that? I think that's funny how I can see somebody else not want people to see that they got a fat nose. And here I am taking a picture, posting about it. That's not normal. That's not normal. That's not.
Well, you know, we had this brother in class one time. He was going at it with Kalonji. And I think they were doing covers. I think he broke Kalonji's thumb or something. And Kalonji hit him, I think in the nose, and then did it blackened both his eyes. And his wife, where he said he blamed it on his wife, but I think it was him, made him quit class. He was not a badass.
And that's the same as you let your wife pull you when you want to fight, but you let your wife pull you or your girlfriend. That's about the same thing. That's about the same thing.
It's like the other brother. Oh, sorry. It's like him. He said his wife made him stop training too.
Wow.
Stop blaming your wife. It's you.
And I won't even lie. I was scared that time when I did get hit in the nose. I was afraid when I came to that test and seeing everybody strapping up gloves. First of all, I'm never gonna forget the fact that the gloves was not even MMA gloves. They're like baseball gloves. They didn't have any protection past the knuckle. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have gloves. So everybody, they got the new gloves. They put them on. They like, yeah. What they gonna do with the gloves? You gotta experience it, ladies and gentlemen. You had to be there, man. That was
So whenever somebody shows up to one of my tests and they've been training, but it's the first test and they just, you know, I'm just coming to watch. I'm like, okay, sure. They're gonna take that test.
Yeah, I came to observe.
Right.
I had a green smoothie.
Shit, we had a brother.
Oh, you came to observe it?
Yeah. He wasn't gonna just observe. We had a brother who, well, Akin Bobala convinced him to come. Now, this Akin Bobala was a full instructor at this point, but he had convinced his other brother from England to come. And the brother came. He came with soup. He came in all white. It was workout clothes. It was all white. And I know dudes gonna wear workout clothes to class, unless they wear. And if you wore a suit to class, you still gonna train if you're in training.
Right.
But he had on all white, from gym shoes to the workout outfit.
Clean.
He had suit.
And outside, y'all. Was the test outside?
And it was raining. Yeah. He had soup. He had soup. He had juice. He had all kinds of stuff. He said, I got some soup for the brothers and stuff. I said, yeah, we're gonna hold off on that. And I had him in line with us, and we were just, we were talking and everything. And then we started the class. I said, okay, we're gonna start with the student greed. So he stuck around for the student greed. Then he went to walk off. I said, oh, no, brother. No, don't go nowhere. And he had to take the class in all that white. That shit was brown by the time we got done with it. And afterward, when we took the break, I said, well, anybody want some soup? Brother got some soup, for you. He said, yeah, I had some soup, in the truck. And first of all, most couldn't even hold up a bowl of soup.
Right, yeah. Well, that is the last thing you wanted, some soup.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy, it was great.
It was great. Man, them tests, man. I'm glad if I didn't have video proof, people wouldn't believe it. I'm glad I got some of those videos. People would not believe.
And I always tell people, I'm a pretty easygoing master, except when we're about to take a test.
Yeah, you're a different person.
Like
The test, because the test represents real life. It's not a pristine class. You're testing what you learned. Could I actually survive?
And boot camp too. Boot camp might be worse. It might be a worse.
You mean Army boot camp?
I'm saying your boot camp, your persona during boot camp might be a little bit worse than your test persona.
I don't know.
No.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
Like, boot camp is more sustained.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
With the test,
the reason why I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. Because when we're doing, you talk about urban survival camp. When we do USPI camp, Baba is not physically doing anything to you. It's a mental thing. It's all about you, right? But in tests, it's both. And while, like, before it's about technique, it's about your will.
Right.
It's about your will. He wants to break. First, he wants to break. He want to push you to. I'm not saying he wants to break because he don't want to break you, but he want to push you to the absolute limits of your physical and your mental. Right. He wants you to physically feel like you can't do no more. He wants you to mentally feel like you can't take no more. Now let's do the technique. And he's also doing things to you while you're going through all this, while you're doing exercises that you are exhausted about to fall out and your mind about to give out. He's doing shit to you. He's throwing cold water on your head, on your back.
Or throwing eggs at you, right. I think y'all both were there for the egg.
Yeah.
And he don't give a damn if you was crying. He don't give a damn if you're throwing up. He don't give a damn about he don't care.
Because I hit one student in the head and they said, you hit me in the head with the egg. I said, yeah, okay. keep running.
Listen. What? What? Man.
I think that was one of the biggest tests too. One of the, as far as the turnout.
And you gotta be a special type of person to it's a part of me that crave that. Mm-hmm. You hear certain students say, man, I didn't like it, but I miss it. And that's us. I don't even understand my brain to even want to be a part of that. I don't even know why, but it's something you want to, you just, to know you get to the other side of that type of thing. Yeah. You know, this is just a good experience. I think everyone should have the privilege of having.
Yeah. Most definitely. I think too, because it's not something that you ever experience. I don't know if they do that for other like martial arts classes or other martial arts disciplines or whatever you call it. But as an adult, unless you join the military or something like that, that's not something that you're going to experience. There just aren't too many environments that are testing that much of you, at one time.
And to even put more on it, if you do it, if a boot camp can compare to that, well, what age are you when you're in boot camp? You see what I'm saying? So you in a better, most of the time you're gonna be younger, you're in a better physical condition than our range was from 9 years old to 50 years old. Right. It don't matter. You all got to do it. I couldn't believe the first test we had. It was a small miniature version. We did this inside of a truck trailer, in the back of a trailer of an 18-wheeler. We planked it and all this stuff. He still got the water, cold water and stuff. Like, I couldn't believe that we planked for like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I did it with my 9-year-old daughter. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, Kyla was 8, so we've had it from 8 years old. It's funny. I was thinking about that.
You just had to try.
I'm just saying that's an even wider range. But I was thinking about the test, one of the tests just yesterday, and I was thinking about during the student creed part when Kyra was the first one to be able to say the whole student creed, and we thought that that would save us, but then Bob was
It's like when Ade, who's my son, he became an assistant instructor, and he was messing up on the creed. I said, "Boy, mess up on the creed one more time, and you can go home with your mama." And he started crying and stuff, and then he got it, you know. But
yeah,
Proud Heart said, "Come on now, bringing soup is nice, and it makes the story funnier too." Oh my goodness, appreciate you, Proud Heart. Appreciate you.
Now that brother, the brother who did that, I won't say his name, but he had trained in another martial art for years. And their teacher is hard. They got a hard teacher. But when he came to the test, it was such a shock for him. Now, his teacher's in England, but it was such a shock for him what I did that it messed him up. I mean, obviously, he came in all white, so he wasn't planning on training. But that's like the family. That's like the family whose house we did the USPI camp at, and they all came downstairs dressed to the gills. They were dressed up, boy. And I said, okay, well, we're going outside to work rifle techniques, rifle drill. And they were trying. First, they were trying not to touch their legs to the ground and just, no.
It was raining, y'all. Once again, it was raining.
Yeah, it was raining then too.
Muddy.
I'm like, when black folk get dressed up for a test, they're telling me something, and I'm telling them something.
Yeah, that's why it's nothing like African martial arts, man, because nowhere else are you getting that type of training. That's above and beyond what people would think is self-protection, but it's exactly what self-protection is. And so it's a totally different thing, man. It's a totally different animal. That's why it's a totally different mindset.
And what you're telling yourself, okay, you're gonna be dressed up at some point, but you better be ready to get down when you're dressed up too.
Yeah, you set us up.
Muddy, whatever the hell it is.
You set us up for that because it was right after we all washed.
Right.
So you knew it was all about to put on new clean clothes and stuff. They just came too fresh because they was home. Right. Everybody had just changed into their clothes. Everybody had just changed and put on the dry,
right,
and now in the rain and the mud. So, that was so dirty.
Now, I'm outside with them now, mind you.
Oh yeah, keep in mind,
absolutely.
It's all about the mind. Your mind is thinking, "Oh man, I'm dry right now." Right. All that. You can't be thinking about that at certain times. You still got to move. Right. And that was a good one. That was a really good one for us because black people don't want. Well, black people ain't trying to get dirty.
Yeah, it's true.
Our women ain't trying to mess up their hair. You know what I'm saying? The men ain't trying to mess up their clothes. Like we love being clean. We love being clean.
Right.
So, that's okay being clean. Be clean until you can't be.
Right.
And then be okay with not being able to be clean. That's the whole message. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I love this thing of ours. I don't like motherfuckers trying to copy from it and take it. I hope you hear me.
He posted a video today, and I was watching it because I was like, okay, is he taking something else? But he wasn't. He was doing Wing Chun. I mean, not Wing Chun. They do Tai Chi. He was doing it you know, they do straight punches too. But I was like, okay, is he gonna take something from us? But he wasn't. He was doing. But he stole the last video, the video he's talking about. He stole that from us.
Yeah, I got over 10,000 views and everything. Taking principles from, man, better not ever do that again, buddy. Y'all tell him if y'all see him. Y'all tell him. I see about you. You better chill out. And y'all have a good one. I appreciate y'all. I don't want to communicate anything further than that.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, he might end up like D'Artagnan, which I won't mention, but
from Django.
Huh?
From Django, D'Artagnan.
No. It's an ex-student of mine. He was like, you gonna take me back. You gonna take me back. And
videos and stuff.
A couple making videos, yeah. So a couple of brothers from class, they said, now what's his name now? I said, well, his real name is D'Artagnan. And I won't say his last name.
You remember from Django, Baba?
Yeah, I remember D'Artagnan.
Okay,
yeah,
I just want to make sure.
He was more of a man than this D'Artagnan.
Aww.
And because this D'Artagnan, I won't say what he did. One thing he did, he was drunk and he was at my house and he was punching in front of my wife's face, like an inch from her face. I said, I wrote to one of the brothers. I said, man, this brother's punching in front of my wife's face. I'm afraid for her life. So I got that in writing. And then I went over to him. I said, man, you punch one more time in front of my wife's face, I'm going to fuck you up. And I'm going to put you out this house. So he said, what? You going to put me out? I said, yeah, it's my house. I'm going to put you out my house. So he stopped. And then he saw that I was on the phone like at 2 a.m. checking something on Facebook. So he saw, Facebook will say the person, online. And he called me. The students know not to call me unless it's an emergency. If it's an emergency, call me at 2 a.m. and I'll be there. But if it's not an emergency, so he called and I said, okay, well, where's the emergency? He said, oh, it's not an emergency. I was just calling because I saw you were online. I said, man, you out your motherfucking mind. Call me. So he was like, well, you online? I said, I was checking my phone. I got up to pee and I was checking my phone. But you called me. I said, I'm glad my wife is not the type of woman who thinking I'm just messing around on her or something. Because I'm talking to a woman or something. And he said something smart out of his mouth. I said, man, look, don't do this no more. Call me if it's an emergency, but don't call me like this. And that was almost my final straw, but he did something else that was the final straw, and I put him out. And he started calling, he started making videos about, I'm coming to class, I'll be there, so-and-so. I said, this motherfucker better not come to class. He ain't asked. He said, I'm coming to class. Then he was, I guess he thought wiser about that. So then he started saying, I'm coming to class. I'm coming to class, Balagoon. I'm coming to class, Balagoon. I'm like, this motherfucker, he still ain't asking me. He's telling me, no, he's not coming to class. And so it got ridiculous. And some students, they said, what's his name, blah, blah, blah. And the dude just stopped communicating. And he stopped communicating on on Instagram, period. So I don't know what happened to this dude, but something happened to him.
Moral of the story is Mr. Dojo Life better chill out.
Right. That's the moral of the story. Yes.
That's the moral of the story. Mr. Dojo Life better chill out. That's the moral of the story. Yeah, chill out, B. Chill out. Chill out.
Yeah, I mean, you can take from other folks, but don't take from us.
Do whatever you want.
Right.
Hey, but hey, chill in Kentucky. You can stay in Kentucky. You can do all that. You can do all that. You should take everybody's shit. Make a bunch of videos.
Right.
Do another one with us.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Because I even saw that one. Now I don't usually, people take from me all the time. I don't usually get upset about it, but he made a video, first of all. If he was still from it, something in writing, okay, you stole it in writing. Most people ain't reading anyway. I can push my books and show where you stole it from.
Right.
But he stole that either from a book or from one of the videos that we made. And he did it wrong, first of all. It wasn't even right the way he did it. We're talking about taking people's space. So Belay sent me that. He said, man, I'm pissed off. I said, what are you talking about? And I said, okay, the dude Dojo Life. I said, what the dude Dojo Life been done? So I looked at the video and I saw why Belay was upset.
It don't bother him as much as it bother me. It bothered the shit out of me. I can't sleep when I see a motherfucker take the shit like that. It bothers me. It wakes me up. I wake up thinking about that shit, and I go to sleep thinking about that shit until I get some type of remedy. So I'm telling you, chill the fuck out. Chill out. Don't take our principle, because it's more than just, first of all, is you take it from somebody I highly respect. You take it from an art I highly respect, but you also shitting on the blood, sweat, and tears that I put in, that everybody else has put in on this. And on top of that, that's real. So people go and see that like that's real. Then they're gonna look at the other shit you do and they're gonna say that's real, and then you can get them killed because none of that other shit is real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody who don't know can't differentiate what's what. So you put people in danger. You put our people in danger, because that's what you be doing the videos with. So you're a dangerous man, but you ain't that dangerous.
Right. Right. Exactly. Proud Hans said, if behaving in someone else's home is too much, then they were always going to end up on the pain train. Yes. Yes. The brother had a one-way ticket on the pain train. Yes.
And that's if you're lucky that you get to feel something.
Right.
That's if you're lucky.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Because some people don't even see it coming or feel it coming. They just out of here. So
right.
Yes.
Anyway.
And now if he had to hit my wife, if he had to just 1 inch closer, I would have ended that right then. Especially not even giving credit, not asking first. Now you're talking about the other person. I mean, it's unacceptable to do that anyway, just plain theft. Yes. Yes, it is. What up, fam? Baba B, lovely Ominiki. Hey, what's up? What's up? You meant Ia Ominiki and lovely Balagoon, but I get nah.
It's her birthday. You love me today.
Yeah. Oh, just today. Okay. Thanks. I'll take that.
Hey, it's not an insult. It's not an insult.
It's not. It's not.
All right, y'all. So I'm about to get out of here and do some work. I'm in Chicago. I'm about to do some work here, and then we're gonna get on the road in the morning. So y'all be safe.
You be safe
in the house.
That's right. Season.
Be safe.
Okay, go ahead.
Be safe out in the streets. or wherever you may be.
There you go.
Stay black or whatever it is you may be. Peace.
Peace. Love y'all.
Peace to the chat.